Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Tyrants have always known that information is power. And it's a powerful, powerful weapon in the hands of a free people. Because it unmasks the lies, rips off the bandage of deceit for all to see, and emboldens free men and women, or men and women oppressed to be free.
Now, from my perspective, it's the freedom of the press that's probably the big one for me, because I've been in journalism now for more than 22 years, radio and newspaper. And I teach the history of the American newspaper here. And the importance of the freedom of the press is something that really can't be overstated.
I actually have a boilerplate speech that I make, and I begin with a discussion of the First Amendment, and I ask people to if they can, address or to list the 5 guarantees in the First Amendment. It's hard for people to get them all, by the way. They tend to, I remember one time we got all the way to number 5, no one could name it, and someone went, guns? And I went, that's the Second Amendment.
First Amendment by itself is probably one of the most important writings, if not just in legal terms, or not just in government type terms, civil terms, but it's probably one of the most important writings in probably human history, because it's the ideas that are behind it and the ideas that it tries to represent and allow for this government is, you know, it's incredible. I mean, it's beyond description. I mean, and the fact that it's lasted this long and it's allowed this country to function as it is, and all these freedoms that we've enjoyed for 200-something years is incredible.
I think that it encourages the spread of opinions and encourages a thinking society, and it allows the exchange of thoughts that may not currently be in fashion with the culture or with the government, but it allows progression of society, because we can think of share different viewpoints and, you know, perhaps influence one another, which to me suggests progress.
The First Amendment of the Constitution is no doubt one of the most important amendments to the United States government, especially when it comes to press and free speech. Over the years, basic forms of information have evolved, but none of this information has ever been limited or censored. With the proposition of the Stop Online Piracy Act on October 26, 2011, this could all change. The bill, said to limit copyright infringement, gives law enforcement and copyright holders the right to take legal action against sites that they deem to have only limited purpose or use other than infringement.
And just look at what today's cutting-edge technologies, well beyond radios, Twitter, Facebook, text messaging, cell phone videos, how startlingly rapidly they're unmasking the lies of tyrants faster than ever before in world history. More than that, they have given everyone in an oppressed land a worldwide platform literally in their pocket.
Well, I think it's always important to protect one's work. You know, like, I wouldn't want anybody using my work and taking credit for it, you know, as long as it's attributed properly. I think that there shouldn't be a problem with it.
I think it goes back to the intent of the person who creates it. If I write a news story because I want the people to know that this news event has happened, if the government tries to prevent me from putting it out there, that's censorship, no question. And they can't do that. I mean, the First Amendment very clearly guarantees that. But copyright, I also write plays. When I write a play, I don't want somebody to get a copy of my script, fill up an auditorium full of people paying $10, $15, whatever, to see my script, see my play, and not be paid for having written that script. And if my script were available on the internet for free, people could just grab it, I would want the government not to censor, but to regulate.
I don't believe the internet is capable of being censored effectively. Over the long haul, I just don't think it's possible. And if anything has shown us that, it is this year's Arab Spring, where governments in the Middle East did their best in many instances to suppress text from people who were in Tahrir Square, or even several years back, part of the Green Revolution in Iran, and in Yemen and in Syria.
I think that it should be moderated on both sides. Intelligent property, to some extent, should be protected. From what I have read about the SOPA Act, I think that it's excessive. I mean, we're talking about prison sentences that are lengthier than a sentence for rape. I think that's ridiculous. But at the same time, I do think it's important to protect intellectual property.
I don't support that act. I think that the idea of the internet and the purpose of the internet is to be this network of unlimited space and potential, and sort of this open air market of so-called market of ideas. You know, we usually do that with the university, but I think of it as like the internet, because it really is an unlimited source of information, unlimited everything like that.
If I learn how to burn a copy on my DVD player and recorder from a copyright thing, and then give you a copy, or send you the file on the internet, the government may make that a felony, but catching the people, prosecuting the people, as with the RIAA cases of a few years ago, is enormously difficult.
While some argue that the Stop Online Piracy Act helps to protect people's rights, others fear that their rights will be diminished. This act might help protect big Hollywood names, but how many independent creative voices will be silenced in the process? Is it really necessary to punish those guilty of piracy to such an extreme? How far are we, as a nation, willing to go before our First Amendment rights are ripped away from us altogether?